Hi Ryan, we're going to read a lovely book today about the golden goose. Okay, once upon a time, a man had 3 sons. See the sons standing there? The youngest was called Simpleton, and everyone always made fun of him. One day, the oldest son went into the forest to cut firewood. And he took with him a sweet cake and a bottle of cider. And he took his axe to cut firewood. Soon he came to a little old man. And the little old man says, give me some of your cake and cider, for I am hungry and thirsty. But the young man said, if I do that, I will not have enough for myself. Then he set to work chopping down a tree. And before long, he had set to chopping down a tree. Before long, he accidentally cut his arm.
Ouch!
Ow. And had to go home. Now, this was not really an accident at all. It had been caused by the little old man. Next, the second son went into the forest to cut wood, taking with him a sweet cake and a bottle of cider.
Yum.
Before he had gone very far, he came across the same little man. The man asked for something to eat and drink, but the boy replied, "What? And have less for myself? Get out of my way." Then he went to work chopping down the tree. But before long, he cut his leg and had to go.
Ouch!
Now, Simpleton wanted to try his luck at chopping down trees, but his father shook his head and said, "You would be wiser to stay away from things you do not understand." Simpleton kept pleading until he was finally allowed to go. He took with him a bottle of stale cider and some cake that had been baked in the ashes. Soon he came upon the little old man. The little old man asked for some food and drink. The boy replied, "I have only some cake that was baked in the ashes and a bottle of stale cider, but I will share with you." As they ate, they found that both the cake and the cider became sweeter. When they finished, the old man said, "Since you have been good to me, I will repay you with a kindness." Then he pointed to an old tree. And he said, "If you cut down the tree, you will find something inside." Then he disappeared. Simpleton took his axe and chopped down the tree. Inside the hollow trunk was a goose whose feathers were made of pure gold. A real goose made out of gold.
Wow.
At once the lad picked up the goose and went to the inn where he planned to spend the night. Now the landlord happened to have 3 daughters, and each one wanted to pluck one of the goose's golden feathers. When Simpleton left the room, the oldest reached out to pluck a feather, but as soon as she touched the goose, she got stuck to the goose. No matter how she tried, she could not get free from the goose. Then the second daughter tried to pluck a feather, but she stuck fast to her sister. Finally, the third came forward, hoping to get a feather for herself. "Stay away," cried the sisters. "Don't come any closer." But the youngest thought, if they can do it, so can I. And so as she touched her sister, she was stuck fast too. So they all had to spend the night with the goose. In the morning, Simpleton picked up his goose and walked off. But he paid no attention to the 3 girls who could do nothing but run behind him. Soon they passed the parson, who cried, "Why are you running after that boy?" He took the youngest girl by the hand, meaning to stop her, but as soon as he touched her, he was stuck. Then the parson's helper saw his master running by and cried, "Wait, parson!" And as he spoke, he touched the parson's sleeve and was immediately stuck fast. They continued along until they passed two farmers. "Help, help!" called the parson's helper. But as the farmers reached out to help, they stuck to him. Now there were 7 people following behind Simpleton and the golden goose, and they were all stuck together like they had glue on their fingers. Soon they came to the town where the king lived. And the goose was crying because he didn't know why all those people were behind him. It so happened that the king had a daughter who did not know how to laugh. So the king declared that anyone who could make her laugh could marry her. Just then Simpleton passed by the king's palace. The princess looked out the window and burst into laughter. Now the king did not like the idea of having someone named Simpleton for a son-in-law. So he began to think up difficult tasks for Simpleton to do. "Before you marry my daughter," he said, "you must bring me a man who can drink all the cider in my cellar." At once Simpleton went out into the forest, thinking that the little old man might be able to help him. When he came to the tree that he had cut down, he saw a man who looked very sad. The man said, "I am sad because I can never quench my thirst. I just drank a whole barrel of cider, but now I am more thirsty than ever." Then Simpleton says, "Follow me and I will help you." And he led him to the king's cellar, where the thirsty man drank barrel after barrel of the king's cider. By the time the sun had set, the cellar was empty. When Simpleton went to claim the princess, the king said, "Now you must find me a man who can eat a mountain of bread." Again Simpleton went into the forest. When he came to the tree that he had cut down, he found a man who was tightening his belt and moaning, "Woe is me, I am so hungry that I will never be full. I have just eaten 1,000 rolls, but I am more hungry than before." "Follow me," said Simpleton, "I will help you." Then he took the man to the king's palace. The king had ordered all the bread in the kingdom to be piled into a huge mountain. The hungry man sat down to eat, and before the sun had set, the mountain of bread was gone. Now the king told Simpleton, "Before you marry the princess, you must find me a ship that can sail on land as well as on water." Once more Simpleton went into the forest. This time when he came to the tree he had cut down, he found the little old man sitting on the stump. The little old man says, "I have drunk all the king's cider for you, and I have eaten a mountain of bread for you. Now I will give you this ship that you seek, because you were once kind to me." And that is just what he did. So it came to pass that Simpleton married the princess, and when the king died, Simpleton received the entire kingdom to rule, and he and the princess lived happily for the rest of their days. The end.
Good job.